now we're going to have Todd Haynes, your director from Carol, present you with your Cinema Vanguard Award.
Hi there. I want to talk about looking, the language of looking, which in so many ways is the language we were trying to speak in Carol. Of course, it's what we always do when we watch movies, but in movies about love, it takes on a special dimension. And I knew the person doing most of the looking in the film was the character of Therese, the character portrayed with such exquisite grace and shattering nuance by Rooney Mara. It was perhaps my best decision as a director when Carol first came my way with Cate Blanchett attached to play the title role, that there was no one else I wanted to see but Rooney playing opposite her. I'd seen what she was capable of in other films with powerfully complex characters, the choices she had made, which always seemed so brave and unexpected. And I'd heard from friends who'd worked with her how remarkable she was, fearless and inventive. But every film is a new constellation. So what unfolded together each day on set in our private Cincinnati, cast as New York City of the early 1950s, I could never have expected. For something elemental occurred beyond the reach of any director, where suddenly the language of camera and actor, of subject and viewer were one. It evolved in fits and starts, I suppose, but looking back now, it all seemed to be part of a certain trajectory. The lucky days we spent around the table with the script, the wrestling through the cut of the wigs, the shapes and colors of clothes, marking the progress Therese makes from formless aspirant to a young woman on the road to her future. But what became immediately clear was how much of vision we shared of the tenor of the film, Cate and Rooney and I, how much we understood the role that silence would play in the looks and signals being exchanged between each woman. The best love stories reside on the side of the lover, steeped in their productive, overactive minds. If we are rooted in one point of view through most of the film, it's Therese's. And this plays into the vernacular of looking that positions each woman on either side of the glass, whether it be the lens itself or the dusty windows or doorways that so much of Carol is shot through. But within this divide, it's Rooney's performance as Therese that anchors our view. It's a performance that hums with consciousness because there's nothing boastful about it. Without conceit, she hands the act of being looked at to Carol, the object of desire, allowing her eyes to become our eyes, inviting us into the quiet, trembling process of surrender to an unimaginable love. When Therese learns how to train the lens of her camera onto Carol, we feel the agency of her looking affirmed. And when Carol first explores Therese's body, the unveiling feels like our unveiling, like we who've been watching Carol are for the first time being seen and desired in return. And when Therese is rejected, we watch the world implode around her and defenses rise up as they do in all of our lives. We watch this girl wisen and mature and reconfigure herself at some molecular level before our very eyes. Make no mistake, performances of this kind of acute emotional calibration require the utmost strength and intelligence and an understanding of the medium that continues to astound me. Watching Rooney embody this language of looking and desire, heartbreak and loss, enables us to see what films can do, revealing to us the crux and depth of human nature while inviting us to find ourselves in what we see. I will never be more lucky to have worked with such a searingly honest, astonishing talent. The only question is, when do we get to do it again? It's my great, great pleasure to present the 2016 Cinema Vanguard Award to the amazing Rooney Mara.
I'm just going to read Todd's speech again. Thank you so much to the Santa Barbara Film Festival and to Roger Durling. You guys have been so kind to me over the years, and I want to thank Joe for flying out here to do, the Q&A with me. So many brilliant people were involved with making this film possible. Phyllis Naj, who spent 18 years sort of waiting for this film to happen and writing it and rewriting it. Our wonderful producers, Elizabeth Carlson and Christine Vachon and Harvey, and the amazing crew that Todd put together, Ed Lockman and Sandy, and all of the brilliant actors, the magnificent Kate Blanchett, who I have looked up to since I was 13 years old, and the fact that I got to share any scene with her, let alone an entire film, is just, I still can't even believe that I was lucky enough to experience that. And most importantly, and this was really reinforced by watching all of those clips, as an actor, I really feel as though I'm nothing without my director. Directors are everything to me. I worship them, and it's really all of the things that I hate about acting are nothing in comparison to my love for directors. And I feel so honored and humbled and grateful that I was given the opportunity to work with Todd. And I want to thank him for not only believing that it was possible for me to play this part, but for making it possible for me to play it in the way that I did. I never would have been able to do that without Todd. And his entire body of work has always included interesting and real women. And I feel so thankful for that as a woman, and so honored that I get to be a part of that body of work. So really, I want to thank you more than anyone, Todd, because this film wouldn't be what it was without you, and my performance wouldn't be what it was without you. So I really want to thank you, and thank you for being here tonight and for presenting me. And thank you all for coming and listening to me talk.